This one is clearly different.
Yeah, and it's such a strange one, Eric. You've been mentioning how normally they come up more from the south. This one directly from the east.
You know, 5 days ago, where that storm was, Florence. If you go 200 miles away from the center of where that storm was located, no storm had ever made landfall in the United States. And it's very likely that this one does. So the whole track, very unusual. Storms that form right off the coast of Africa very rarely ever hit the United States. So this one is kind of setting its own course. And the Atlantic is full. No more vacancy. We have Hurricane Florence, we have Tropical Storm Isaac, we have Hurricane Helene, we have Subtropical Storm Joyce, and a tropical wave in the Gulf of Mexico. If this becomes Tropical Storm Kirk before it comes ashore in Texas in the next couple of days, it'd be the first time on record we've had 5 simultaneously named storms in the Atlantic Basin. We'll also watch Isaac. This is going to stay fairly weak as it blows through the Windward Islands, and no significant strengthening is expected in the Caribbean right now, but anything that gets into this area this time of the year with very warm water, we'll have to monitor down the road as we head into next week. Now, there is Florence clearly showing up on the eastern seaboard. You know, for reference, it's a pretty big hurricane now, but if you talk about Sandy, it's half the size of Sandy on the eastern seaboard, which really this kind of shows you the context of how this one has formed. Now, here in New England, we've had some downpours today, starting to finally wind down. Still some rain showers across the Cape and making their way back toward the south coast. We saw over 2 inches of rain in some towns, and with a chance for a few more pop-up downpours overnight. A flash flood watch continues for these areas that picked up heavy rainfall until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Another foggy night expected across Cape Cod and the islands. Visibility is down right now. And still a lot of clouds, these pop-up showers and downpours overnight tonight. Still a risk tomorrow morning. I do think as we head toward tomorrow afternoon and evening, we'll see a little bit of a drying trend, perhaps some breaks of sunshine developing. It'll be a little bit nicer to be outdoors. Tomorrow night, the low clouds and the fog fill in again, but they'll erode on Friday, and Friday really starts a brighter and drier stretch of weather after all these gloomy conditions over the past several days. So a scattered downpour overnight tonight will hold in the 60s, very muggy outside. Low to mid-70s for tomorrow, a light onshore breeze expected, and I think our brightest conditions, most pleasant time to be outdoors, will be the afternoon and the evening. Florence sending some swell up from the south, so the south-facing beaches, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, and around the south coast have high surf advisories up for the rest of this week and perhaps even into this weekend. We've even seen some big surf really everywhere along the coast. The onshore wind, the new moon earlier this week. We had the steps at Marconi Beach slide down the dune into the surf zone today because of that erosion. So it doesn't take a whole lot these days to create some issues. Now, the same area of high pressure that is blocking Florence off to our south and keeping it in place is going to provide for us a pretty nice weekend here as we look toward Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. Any remnant showers from Florence wouldn't get here until the end of Tuesday. So both Saturday and Sunday, we start off with some low clouds and fog in the morning. That erodes. We get into the sunshine, essentially upper 70s to lower 80s throughout the course of this weekend. We don't get that typical dry September air really anytime soon. Dew points are in the 60s right on into the start of next week. If you're heading to the Cape and the islands, it'll be pretty good beach weather after any morning cloud cover relents on Friday morning, Saturday morning, as well as Sunday. Temperatures will be warm. Toward the lakes region, should be a real nice weekend for us. Close to 80, a little muggy outside, summer weather, absolutely. If you look at our 7-day, we start off warm and summery to start next week. Again, if we get any remnant downpours from the moisture from Florence, it would be Tuesday night into Wednesday. Looks like a strong front on Wednesday right now, David and Lisa. That could really finally usher in some true fall air.